In June 2005, I became a father for the first time when my son Junior was born. I'm now a father of 3 with another one on the way, and every day brings a new challenge. In this series, I'll be meeting some of Britain's most remarkable dads to see just what life is like for them and to experience the challenges and joys of being a dad with a difference. Whilst being a parent is one of the greatest feelings in the world, it also brings with it a whole set of new challenges. And the dad I'm meeting today knows a thing or two about overcoming challenges. Richard Pollins became a father for the first time in August 2013 when his son Joseph was born.
This is going to be a good one.
And for Richard, who works full-time as a journalist, becoming a father was his biggest challenge in a life that's been full of them.
I was born without legs in a little-known condition called cordylogenesis. I had reached a stage in my life before we had Joseph. I was used to doing everything I thought I needed to do, and then becoming a dad set a whole new range of physical things that I hadn't ever tried to do that I suddenly needed to.
Joseph is now 3 years old, and Richard and his wife Sarah have another child on the way. I can't wait to see just what life has been like for Richard since he became a father. When your wife fell pregnant, were you scared in any way? Was there any doubts in your mind? You know, how am I going to cope?
I wasn't scared, I was really excited. My absolute goal to achieve was for Joseph as a baby, was that I would be able to look after him by myself in the house. If it wasn't physically possible for me to, move him from one room to another, or bath him or feed him and stuff like that, then I could never be left on my own with him, which would put even more pressure on Sarah, and not particularly brilliant feeling as a dad.
Have you wanted to sort of say, I'll do everything for you? Does he want to be able to do it himself?
If he says to me, like, just because it's easier, can you get me a glass of water? I'm really mean, and I quite often say, no, you get it, because, yes, it does take him a bit longer to do things, and, changing Joseph's nappy was another one, It might take him a bit longer, but I still felt like it was important for him to do all those things.
This is the bucket tray that I used to push Joseph around when he was a newborn baby. And
what a great idea.
Just to get him from room to room.
So you just got it ready for new one now?
Well, yeah, it's really dirty, so it needs a good clean and it needs a new one of these. But it's just, again, it was just really cheap.
What a clever idea. How do you push?
So I can just, because the baby is perfectly secure in there, I can just push it, move, push it, move. And actually, he really enjoyed it. He liked the movement, and
that's like a Lamborghini of
the baby world.
Of the baby world. And from low-tech to high-tech solutions, as Richard also had a special chair made which could raise and tilt next to Joseph's cot, allowing him to pick up his son safely. That's great.
He's very hands-on, and he's really, really good at playing with Joseph. In fact, Joseph used to sometimes refer to him as his brother, or his little daddy.
I love that. But sometimes trampolining in the back garden just isn't enough playtime for a 3-year-old. Fortunately, just around the corner is one of Joseph's favourite activities. And mine.
Oh no! When we play, I'm the same height as him. He's actually taller than me now, but it's, he has an adder on his physical level.
Obviously, now that Joseph's starting to walk, did it bring on a whole different set of challenges?
It's more difficult in some ways because, I can't stop him running into a road as easily as another parent could. But he knows that he can't go very far from me. He knows to hold my crutch if we're crossing the road. But it is so much easier that he can walk and get himself into a car, and it's opened things up. It's made going out, him and me, a lot more straightforward.
You've experienced a newborn, you've experienced a child at 3 years old, but what you haven't experienced is a newborn and a child of 3-year-old at the same time. How's that going to be for you?
That's going to be bigger than anything I've done so far. So yeah, we'll have to see how that works out.
Richard is a truly inspirational man. He's had to overcome many difficulties in his life, but what I've learned from spending the day with him and his wonderful son Joseph is that he's excelling at his biggest and most important challenge yet, being a great dad.